All right, good morning, y'all. We're almost afternoon, but if you haven't heard from me in a while, it's been a very crazy year. We'll get into that in a moment. I'm up here by the roadside. It's very loud. So while I'm up here by the roadside, I just want to talk about what our next project is. And then I'll kind of give you background what's been going on when I walk away from the road so you can hear me. We got these fence panels here. We picked these up, some friends of mine, and they're just used fence panels that a fencing company removed, and then we could pick them up for free. Now everything free has its own cost. Most of them are in really great shape. Some of them, like the bottoms here, is not the best, but the rest of it's in good shape. The plan here is, so like this one's broken over here, I might take that out. The plan here is that every two will be joined with brackets and a T-post in between maybe every other one, however that makes sense, so that this will become a panel and then a T-post. And this would become a panel and a T-post. Unless, of course, I can get three together. I think that's pushing it for strength. But this way we can have more of a solid fence between us and the road, and it will cut down a little noise. It will add visual privacy, of course. My teens are helping me with this project that I'm outlining, and I left it up to them, but I might take that decision away. Originally, I wanted to take on one side all of them off and put them all on one side so that it was solid. But I don't know if we're up to that much work. But it would be better to do it, wishy-washy. You get it. So this video is going to be like all my other videos, live feed format, so to speak, where I don't know how to edit things together. I tried to do that last year. I made a bunch of videos throughout the year, and I never spliced them together or did anything with them. And then I never sent them off to YouTube land. So you just ended up not hearing from me, and good, better, best. So I'm just gonna do it, and it's gonna be sad quality for a long time. Anyway, however we end up putting these together, we're going to put these together to be the fence line here, from here, it's focusing on my hand, till that white post over there. Try to make this solid. We're going to put a gate right here for access from the road, and then we're going to stretch field. I'll try not to talk when the big trucks go by. We'll stretch field fencing from here down to that white post. Boop. And we have big plans for this area, but I'm not going to get into them because that would be a lot, and they're still kind of up in the air, and I don't want to be as wishy-washy as I was when I was just explaining this fence to you. But I think it's going to be great. So I'll just talk about what's been going on with me as we walk back away from the road. I was very excited to start this channel and start our homestead chores and all the things, all our goals. Last year, I wrote them all out. I even timelined them with how long each project should take, and each project, I gave it like a 10% longer or 20% longer, so that each project would have a couple extra weeks or break time, depending on if you run into problems or if we finish early. But all that kind of came crashing down last year when the night before New Year's Eve, my nephew passed away very suddenly. And that was a whole story unto itself. And my sister obviously is completely devastated, and her husband and their daughter. And it's just been a very hard year, to say the least. More so on her, obviously, than me. I went out to take care of her and her family. And when I was out there, we got a positive on a pregnancy test for my husband and I. So the direction of the year definitely took us a sideways, whatever we're gonna say, veered off to this left. And so I took care of my sister. I got my positive. I came home. Pregnancies are not easy on me. Some women, they glow and they're just full of energy. And that's not how it goes for me. I'm blessed to have beautiful, healthy children, but for me, it takes every little ounce that I possibly have in me to help make those babies and bring them into the world. And I have a disorder that I get where my ligaments and my joints loosen up prematurely. The relaxin comes into my body much earlier than most people. So by month 4, it pains me to walk because all of my joints are so loose, especially in my back and my hips, and everything just grinds, and my joints are so loose that I end up dislocating shoulders. It's a whole thing. But the year progressed. I couldn't do a whole lot, but we had a beautiful baby girl in September. Her name is Julianne. She's so sweet. We named her after grandma that we lost, and I discussed that in another video. And frankly, for somebody who doesn't like drama very much, my life has been very dramatic the last few years. But we had our beautiful baby girl in September. And in September, we found out my husband had a tumor in his head. And so we had to get that assessed, and we found out it was called a vestibular schwannoma, or there's another word and I just forgot it. Acoustic neuroma. And it's basically a tumor that grows on the hearing nerve that goes from your ear to your brainstem. And they're non-cancerous. I would say 99.9. They would want to say 100, but nobody can say 100 for anything at this point. But so he had that. We found out the week my daughter was born, and then about a month later, so she was about 4 weeks, he went up to Dallas to meet with a specialist, and they assessed, and I didn't get to go. That was hard. And they looked at the MRI and did another MRI and found that it was very large, 3 millimeters. I'm so sorry, but basically the size of a grape, which is ginormous for that area. And the way that it had grown, it was very close to his brainstem. So obviously, terrified mother of a 4-month-old postpartum, all that stuff was real rough. But they said they'd get us in as soon as possible, and they really did. They got us in January, so within 2 months we went in for surgery to remove it, and that went beautifully. They were able to remove the whole tumor, and we're so blessed in his recovery, but of course he's still recovering from that. And it's been a lot. It's been very dramatic. You can write a movie, I think, and it would just be, I don't know how much more you would have to dramatize it to make it interesting. But we're ready to start our homestead goals again and to have real accountability. And my teenagers were very excited about a project coming up that I can describe some other time. But we're very excited about it. They want to be involved. One of them wants to be in the videos. The other one hasn't really decided yet, but you'll be meeting them. My little ones, I feel, are too little to make that decision. So I'll discuss it with my husband, and maybe they'll be in the videos or maybe not. But I think I was kind of at that same point last time I made videos. So that's kind of the update for me and my family and all of those things. My husband is having a lot of double vision, and he's kind of frustrated because he knew he'd have head issues and maybe some dizziness, but after the surgery he was just weak as a kitten. Like, he couldn't even open and close his left hand quickly. It was like you know. And so making those connections in his brain and all of that and the trauma to that has been rough. And it's the second day of Lent. It's March 6th, and we are not Catholic, but my best friend is Catholic, one of my best friends. And so we decided to Lent with her kind of this month, this year, you know what I mean. And our thing is we're going to work an hour a day on our big goal over here on this side, and we are going to cut out fast food, because as much as we don't like fast food, we have been subsisting on fast food the last couple months a little too much. The convenience of it and the quick happiness it gives my children and all the things, because of the stress and things, and we're just poisoning our body. So 40 days, no fast food, no convenient food like that. It's gonna be interesting because it should have been easy, but we've fallen into some really bad habits. But you know, we just good, better, best. We'll do the best we can and always move forward. And that's the update with us. We're gonna do that fencing. I'm all the way down here now. Oop. And that side, I think it's gonna be really exciting, the things we have to say about that. And as we move through that, I will share as we go. And my dogs were with me. I wanted to show you my Hank, because he was in one of our videos, and he's absolutely huge now. But they were playing and ran into me, and I yelled at them, so they ran back to the house. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to just get this going, and it's not pretty or clean or edited like I had hoped to get to this at this point. But at least I'm sharing with you guys, and you can come along for the journey and do the homestead stuff with us. And we'll see what we end up doing differently this time from our Utah house, now that we're in Texas. And it's a completely different environment. So we've been working at gardening since we got here, but it's been very much snack gardening like we talked about before. But yeah, I think it's going to be really good, and I will make another video for you all saying what we're going to do on that side of the property. I'm gonna stop walking because of the leaves. I'm gonna try to make videos more often and stick to that. I think it was once a week schedule, and you guys can come along. It's gonna be vloggy, I know. Where it always sounds like somebody's whining when they vlog. Maybe not always, but I'll try to outline our projects and show our progress on them. And hopefully this little live take video is nice and I can use it and I don't decide to delete it. But I think we'll just post it, because why not? And thank you for hanging in there. Even if you haven't hung in there, it might go, hey, you haven't heard from this person in a while and they just posted, and maybe you'll give us another chance to show you some fun stuff. And if not, this is for my accountability and for posterity, so my children could see and will remember where we started and what we've done. So yeah, thanks for hanging around. Hopefully we'll give you something worthwhile to look at. And that's about it. Sorry, the clouds are so pretty, and I love late winter trees with their new growth, just a little red on the tips, and the sky is so pretty today. And God is good. It's so confusing when we don't know the story, because it has not played out yet, and we think we're going one way, and we think that's 100% the plan, and then we go a completely other way. We just 180 or 360 or whatever we would say. We're just going round and round and round. And we look back and we say, okay, that was actually, yeah, that's the way it was supposed to happen. But at the time, well, it's so hard to get your bearings sometimes and to keep doing the right thing. And that's just what we can do, is do the next right thing. Like Frozen 2, I think. You can sing that to yourself. But if you just trust the process, the plan will unfold, I think. And it'll be great. Okay, thanks for coming with me.